have you guys started looking into bands that maybe not many people know about, but that are very good? Have you heard from any bands? Because I think sometimes they think, oh, they're only interested in like guys that have been around a long time. But is the label open to like newer bands that may be really good? They just haven't really been heard yet.
I'll let our A&R rep handle that.
Well, absolutely. We've had, I mean, put it this way: we signed a band called Prophets of Addiction, which are a young band. It obviously features Wayne, the drummer from Lillian Axe, but that's not that wasn't the be all end all of the band or the signing. They're a good band. We absolutely are looking for younger artists. There does need to be a work ethic associated with that. There has to be everything we've just talked about. There has to be a good, healthy, and active social media understanding, presence, and everyone has to be present and accounted for. It can't be, a younger band that go, well, our songs are awesome. Here, over to you. You handle it. It has to be, well, are they, whenever a band comes to me, I say, well, where are you playing? Where are you touring? Everyone knows that a younger band has to work an infinite number of times harder than, say, a Halloween or a, even like, like a Testament or an Exodus or whatever, like that kind of level. Younger band has to be pounding the pavement, and we would definitely need to see a hard-working younger band. Otherwise, there's, it's like the same reason they'd come to me for management. I'd say, well, if none of that exists, there's nothing to manage. Yeah. It's the same with the label. If none of that exists, then who are we selling the record to? To be fair to the band, I would say you're probably better off with a self-release at this level, because for a label to get involved, there has to be an ecosystem and some sort of mechanism that's working. We
want to build off of some sort of a foundation, and I think it's fair to say in this day and age, most labels want that as well. No label today wants to have a band come in and say, well, now we got nothing, so you go out and find me all my fans and you build our fan base, and like 2 years from now we're going to explode. The labels all are going, you come to us 2 years from now when you've built your fan base, when you've got an email list, when you've done some touring, when you've got some social media activity, when you've got some videos that you've posted, and you can show us some foundation. I'm not sitting here saying we're looking at, you've got to have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. No, there isn't a minimum number, but you want to see what. Let me back it up. What I don't want to see is a band come to us and go, yeah, here we are, and here's all of our socials, and I go to their YouTube, and the last video was posted 10 years ago. I see that. Or
I'm laughing because I've seen that too. That's kind of funny.
I've seen that. Or I go to their Facebook page, and the banner, their Facebook header, is for an album that was released 3 years ago. They've released 2 albums since then. It's like, I don't want to see that.
We live in an era, or they will come to me as A&R with we got a new album, and they've already leaked half of it all over the internet already. But we live in an era not of the recording contract, but of the licensing deal.
Yeah,
there is an enormous distinction there that even the most established artists don't understand. They just think, we signed a contract, this is our label. 90+% of all record deals these days are licensing deals, as opposed to the old-fashioned recording contract where a label would buy the album. They would essentially buy in perpetuity the record. It was, if it was either a work for hire or it was a perpetuity deal. These days, we're getting into this kind of hybrid situation now where licensing deals with really long licensing terms are what most labels are asking for. So it's a licensing deal at a lower advance, but it's a 20-year licensing term because it takes that long to recoup.
Yeah.
We don't ask for a super long licensing term.
Sure.
So younger bands have to be careful of stuff like that as well. There,
Yeah.
there's a couple of younger bands that I've seen that have signed with very established labels. They're jumping up and down, but they've just licensed their rights away for 20 years for like a pretzel. And
Here's the other thing I would add to that licensing thing that a lot of artists don't realize. You might take your album and you've licensed it to a label in Germany last year, and they released it last year. And now this year you're coming to us or some other label saying, well, now we'd like to license it to you for a US deal. Well, here's the problem. Even though that other one was only for the territory of Germany, it's out. It's out.
it's out.
The territory literally these days is the world. I mean, if that label in Germany did any marketing for you last year, they sent it out to the same people we would send it out to this year, and they're going to go, this isn't a new album. I got this a year ago from this label.
Territories
Here's the review I already wrote of it.
Yeah.
Territories used to be your local record store in your city, in your country. You could split a territory. You could as an artist, you could license it for Japan, for America, for Europe. Sometimes you could even split up Europe into like Sweden and rest of Europe, and then the UK.
That was all physical product back then.
Physical product. It's the same. It's the same with media. It's the same with PR now, where people go, "Well, what PR are you doing in Afghanistan, or Iraq, or some far-flung place, And, well, it's all international now because the internet is international. So if an album is released in any country in the world that's civilized, it means the person on the other side of the world also has access to it. So the territory splitting, at best these days, is Japan. If you're a big enough artist, you can cut a Japan deal. This is why sub-licensing is so important for labels now. And even the sub-licensing thing for a label is getting kind of rough. It's not, sub-licensing is not the big, as a label, you could pretty much finance the advance you gave to the artist from the sub-licensing deals. Now that's just getting way smaller. A lot of established artists don't understand that. They want to go, well, we'll give you Europe, but we're keeping America because we're going to put it out. Well, sorry, we can't do business because if you're putting it out on the other side of the world in 5 minutes, the other side is going to have it.
It's on this side of the world, or at worst, everybody on this side of the world knows already about it, has read about it, has done their reviews about it, has interviewed you about it. So then when it comes to our time to try and do something, there's no market left anymore.
Yeah. Well, you are definitely spot on and correct. And gentlemen, it was actually really great to have you on here to really talk about the label and talk about music industry stuff and just have a lot of fun there. Giles, of course, I'm sure will come on to talk about some of the releases that he's singing on and obviously talk about. I mean, there's like 3 of them out now, or one is.
I know it's been a busy year for me with the Jack Star and the Warlord and the Dragon's Claw record. It's almost too much of a good thing.
And Alcatraz.
Alcatraz is just about
the Alcatraz singles. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyhow, gentlemen, any last words for anybody that is going to be checking this out?
I would just say, listen, it's bravewordsrecords.com. That's where you can find the label. That's where you can have the submission form and all that other stuff. Or if you're a media outlet, you want to make sure you're on our media distribution list, you can contact us through there as well. I think Giles said it well. It's like, we want artists that work as a team with us. We're not interested in an artist that's going to go, okay, you got the album. Bye. I'll call you when I want to see my royalty
all the
statement.
artists that almost feels like they're doing battle with the label, or they're doing battle with, I see so many artists that seem to come in with that attitude of, you've got to give it to the label in the ear. You've got to give it to the booking agent in the ear. They're not your friend. You've got to, they're almost setting up an adversary right out of the gate. you've got to work as a team or it's never going to work.
Hey everybody, Tony here from the Metal Command podcast. Again, I appreciate your support. Since 1998, I have hosted this show in one form or another, starting off in radio and now in the podcast format. Again, thanks for watching, and if you like what you see and hear on this show, by all means, please hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell to be notified anytime I do post a video, and if you see this program on any other form of social media, please give me a follow there. Again, I always appreciate your support.